WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18.
Providing opportunity.
Camp Boggy Creek is helping children with serious illnesses experience the joys of camp. How the community is helping change the children's lives. Children with serious illnesses endure a lot of physical and emotional obstacles with their treatments. But this week's Community Champion is providing an opportunity for these kids and their families to have fun.
Yeah, Paul Newman is best known for his long Hollywood career and his philanthropy, which include Camp Boggy Creek right here in Central Florida. 27 years after it first opened, the camp's staff, the donors, and the volunteers are helping all kids, regardless of their illness, to experience the joys of camp. This peaceful oasis, nestled next to Seminole State Forest in Eustis, is where Camp Boggy Creek transforms the lives of its campers.
It's just an amazing place to be and let go of all of your worries.
Dan Jurman is president and CEO of Camp Boggy Creek. He and his staff, donors, and volunteers are carrying out Paul Newman's vision for this space. They make sure every kid, no matter their illness, can experience the joy and excitement of sleepaway camp.
Heart disease, cancer, epilepsy. We serve 15 different diagnosis groups, and kids come here and they get to be in a place where they can forget about their illness and be with other kids who are just like them.
It's a mission that's personal for Dan.
I'm a camp dad myself. My daughter has epilepsy, and camp changed her life. When you're a parent with a child who has a serious illness, a lot of times you're so worried about doctor's visits that you don't see what the illness is doing to their mental health and how it's eroding their personality.
But Camp Boggy Creek allows campers between the ages of 7 and 16 to be in community with one another and to have fun swimming in the pool, boating on the lake, or fishing.
If you can do it at a summer camp, you can do it here. And everything's modified so that a child in a wheelchair or a child who's missing a limb can do everything that any child can do at any other camp.
And there are 232 acres for them to explore. And this area over here is just kind of a congregating point, like...
Yeah, campfire. They do, you can perform up there. The kids do that.
They also perform in this theater that's equipped with the acoustics and lighting to entertain their friends and family. And doctors are always on site with the equipment and technology to treat campers throughout their stay. The camp recently hosted families that were impacted by Hurricanes Ian and Nicole.
We know the lasting impacts of that to children's mental health, everything from anxiety and depression to even PTSD from living through a storm like that. So we wanted to intervene for those kids and give them a chance to be with kids who'd been through what they've been through.
That compassion and dedication to serve is what distinguishes Camp Boggy Creek as a WESH 2 community champion. And what is it specifically about the mission of this place that keeps you coming back day after day?
I'll use our family retreat weekend around the hurricanes as an example. Those kids had been through a lot. Some of them lost family members, some of them lost everything that they owned. And to see those kids and their parents dancing and singing at song time after breakfast and fishing out here on the pier, some of them catching their first fish ever, it was incredible. And to know that you can be a part of that, that gets me up every morning feeling like my job isn't a job, it's a calling.
A calling indeed, a vocational work. Dan's here in the studio with us this morning. Dan, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we talked about some of the physical illnesses that you guys help students and campers have some fun during the summers and during their breaks and so forth. But mental illness and mental health has also been added to that list. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I argue that we've actually been affecting children's mental health for 27 years because when you come to camp, your epilepsy or your cancer may not get better as a result of being at camp, but what's going on inside the child does. Camp builds resilience. You're with people who understand what you're going through, and you get to take that back home with you as sort of a suit of armor for all the other things that you have to face back home.
And talk to me a little bit more about just having the opportunity to be in community with other campers and families that kind of know a little bit of the nuances of what you're going through.
It's amazing. I mean, when my daughter went to her first camp session, when we picked her up on Friday, she said, "Daddy, that's the first time I've ever met other people who have seizures." Kids think they're all alone when they have a big scary illness like that. And so kids at camp do things like compare chest scars or talk about the fact that a bunch of them don't have their hair. And so instead of getting bullied or feeling like they're all alone with something, they feel like they belong to part of a community where they're respected, they're loved, they're safe, and they can just be kids and experience joy again.
And how do families find out about Camp Boggy Creek? Are they referred to by a specialist, or
Often families first hear about us from their specialist, but if you know somebody who needs Camp Boggy Creek, you don't have to wait. You can go to campboggycreek.org. You can also go there to find out how to become a volunteer because we have an army of volunteers that make camp happen.
All right, and the doctors too who are there on staff, they're volunteering their time as well.
Yes, we have so many doctors from so many different specialties who give of their time because they know how important it is to heal the whole child, not just what's happening inside their body.
Okay, and this is free for the families to participate?
Absolutely. We never charge a family a dime. Regardless of their ability to pay, camp is free, and that's how Paul Newman designed it from the start.
All right, we're on the back end of the school year. Spring break is over. A lot of families are looking ahead to the summer. When can they start signing up? Are there spots available?
They can do it right now. There are still spots available. There's also spots for parents who are looking for their college-age children to get out there and get a summer job. We're still hiring for camp counselors right now. So really, it's all wide open at the moment.
Wonderful. Dan, is there anything else you want to add that I may not have asked you or touched upon?
I would just say we're incredibly honored to be recognized in this way, but it's really the children that we serve that are our champions, and what they go through. They're the bravest people I've ever met.
All right. Dan, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate that. Congratulations on everything. I'm really glad to have you here.
Thank you.